Did you actually know that on average, a family in the United States for one child spends somewhere between $230,000 to $250,000 until the age of 17? Hey everybody, welcome back to From Chai to Cheerios. I'm Kruthi.
This is Rahul.
We're back after almost a month of being sick. Sick. I don't know what it was. It was the craziest strain of flu or viral. I don't know what it was, but I had to take antibiotics on week 3.
Yeah.
And it's still there. Like, this is week 4 and I'm still sick. And I still have like a cough. Well, I'm not sick where I am contagious or whatever, but the residual cough is terrible.
This is the worst flu that we got since Dev is born, I can say, because we got like flu couple of times, but this one is very, very bad.
I would say this is the second one, because last year during Memorial Day, when I got sick, it was worse than this, to be honest.
This time when I said worse, because we all got sick.
Yeah, we all got sick.
And the funny thing is that the kid gave us a sickness. He's like, you know what? Fine, you guys get it. So
you guys get the worst strain. I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what happened this time actually. So both of us got sick very, very badly, and sometimes, touch wood, my immunity works better sometimes, but this time my immunity failed like very, very badly too. So I'm like totally done. Like all the phlegm, cough. I even feel like I think we got some sort of COVID strain or something like this.
It could be, but I mean, I don't think it is, because they would have gotten affected if that was.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just the worst strain of flu.
Probably.
But yeah, it was crazy, and having to do it all alone. I think we've talked about it many times before, where we've been battling stuff alone and handling things alone while working jobs and while doing the podcast, while sending our son to daycare, or taking care of Shared and the house and gardening, everything.
Yeah, I mean, we even got some feedbacks and stuff, like why we are doing all this thing.
Yeah.
Why we are doing this podcast despite of all these headaches, all these family situations, parenting and everything. It's not fun. It's not that easy as well. We have to make some time. We have to find our time. We have to make our space right. We have to make ourselves look good and better.
Yeah.
Because we have to talk. It's not like we are blabbering everything and anything that we get.
Absolutely.
We have to think ahead of time to make our conversations helpful.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole purpose of this platform. We have to make ourselves, helpful for the people over there and the new parents over there, because no one helped us during this time. I mean, everyone said that, what, we had like hard time parenting, what, we had our struggles, what, we did this, we did that, but there is no playbook for us to refer.
Yeah.
And we are using this platform technically as a playbook for the future parents over there, and we are giving lots of disclaimers over there, saying that every child is different.
Yes.
And also we are saying every parenting is also different.
Yeah.
So just like your child is different, your parenting style might differ over there. So this playbook is going to help, like the whole purpose is like we are going to help you guys, so that you don't go through the pain that we went through.
Yeah.
And at least we'll try to heal you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think to your point, parenting is not a straight line. It's not, you just have to follow this one path and you get there. No, it's not. Every parent is different. Every child is different. Every experience is different. And I think the reason why we started this channel is because there's so many people out there that feel like they might not be doing enough.
Yep.
And I've been there. You've been there. We've always had our doubts whether we're doing good enough or not. And it's not helpful when society is also not supporting that, like, for example, the fact that we sent him to daycare starting at 9 or 10 months. People were very judgmental about it, and people
Yep.
were very, some people reacted with emotions, which I understand, but it's also like you don't see what we're going through.
Yep.
You don't see the level of struggle that we're going through every day.
True.
And so we're doing the best for our child, just like any other parent is doing their best. And we just wanted to start this to say that all the parents out there are doing enough.
Yep.
And we are here to support that. We are here to share our experience to help, any parent out there. If any parent can look at our channel and say, oh, I relate to this, or this might be helpful for me, or like, oh, maybe we can suggest something to them
Yep.
that can help. That would be a big win for us. We did not do this for money. We did not do this for us. But we did this because we struggled a lot in the last 1.5 years, and even through pregnancy as well. And we did not find enough resources
Yep.
to help us, be it support, be it having a village to help us. We do have a few people here and there, but they're not here 24/7, and I'm not saying that they should be, but yeah, it's just that not having support and not being judged by society are two completely different things, and society does not help.
Yeah, and people only look at a kid as a kid, right? So they don't know the back. You know what? People, when they look at the kid, actually, they look at the kid as a kid. So they don't know what back end statistics come into place, what kind of price come into place, because in simple terms, people will be like, people think this is like a controversial statement or something like this, but anyway, I'll just say it. Actually, every baby comes with a price tag.
Yeah.
It's just like you're buying a thing actually over there, right? Nothing comes for free.
No.
Even the baby doesn't come from free.
No.
And the amount of expense that you have to keep to get a baby out and also to raise a baby is ginormous actually.
Yeah.
And I don't say even enormous, it's ginormous actually. And even to make the child cross through lots of barriers, like educating him, and getting into college, degree and all those stuff actually over there, it's very, very, very huge expensive task. I'm just talking about one kid.
Yeah.
And if you have like 3 to 4 kids, God help you with like a lot of money. That's the only thing I can say you, because
Again, I don't want us to make people assume that having more kids is wrong. It's not. It's completely their choice.
Yep.
But I think our idea here is that each kid has their own expenses that come along, and the struggles that family, whoever has 1, 2, 3, whatever number of kids, based on their choice, they have their financial struggles. They have to plan out things financially. It is not the 90s anymore.
Yep.
The 90s, the 80s, the 70s, there was not a lot of inflation. There was not so much technology where, you're relying on sole incomes to raise your child. It's not a playground where you let your child roam free and explore it themselves and figure it out for themselves. It's not that anymore.
Yep.
There's so many things out there, so many complications, so many health issues, that everything comes with a price tag.
Yep.
And that is reality.
Yeah.
And I think when I mentioned that, society does not help when, be it couples who don't have kids yet, be it couples who are planning to have kids, or couples who have kids, everyone judges people no matter what.
Yep.
And so I think this episode is mainly focused on that, is that what is the reality of raising a child? What, things come forth with raising a child, and it's not as easy as it used to be. And everyone, they say like, oh, our grandmothers did it, our mothers did it, why can't we do it? Because our grandmothers and mothers were in a completely different generation. They were in a completely different time. They were in a space where one income or a very low income can also run a household. Especially in India, it's possible. It's very possible.
Yeah.
But abroad, it is not. It is 100% not.
Again, like you can raise a kid with less money, but I feel that, for example, let's say if your kid want to buy like a dress or let's say a toy or something like this, every time you don't have to check your pockets, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad, everyone doesn't need to have enough money to buy everything that the kids want over there, or whatever the kids need over there.
Yeah.
But the fact is that if you're planning to have a kid, or if you're having a kid actually over there, you don't want them to go through the same things that you went through.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that our parents raised us in poverty, but I can definitely say that they felt bad every time we asked them to buy something, or every time we asked them to buy the things that can't afford. Like my mom says it always, like even like there was a time when I had a discussion like for my masters and everything with my mother. She mentioned, I mentioned because I'm a kid, so when I mentioned the things about my masters and everything with my mother, there was a time like I said out without any consciousness, because obviously I'm a kid, so I just speak out whatever that is in my mind.
Yeah.
So I said like, only the rich people can go to US or what, mom? Because I can't afford this kind of education, because I see some of my friends went came over here for my masters and everything, and I didn't, because we did not have that kind of money actually to afford, like to do a masters you have to spend like 50 to 60 lakhs actually these days. Back then it was even like 30 to 40 lakhs or something like this, so we don't have that kind of money.
Did you actually know that on average a family in the United States for one child spends somewhere between $230,000 to $250,000 until the age of 17, and this is not including pregnancy costs, medical bills, delivery costs, childcare like daycare, or anything in between that comes up. This is just for raising a child alone. That's the reality today, that you need a substantial amount or be able to support that amount through EMIs or debts, whatever it is, to be able to raise that child. And two-income households are also suffering through that. We're experiencing that every day. But imagine one-income households that have to handle those expenses. It's not easy on them. And I want to just say, to people in India who are either parents, grandparents, in-laws, relatives, whoever there are, right? When someone gets married, there's so much of pressure to immediately have kids, especially if you're abroad. Even in India, it's not free. Education has a cost in India. It's not free education. And so we need to consider the fact that there's expenses that are going to come, and families are thinking about finance aspects when bringing a child into this world. It's not wrong. They're doing the right thing, because like you said, if tomorrow their kid comes up to them and says, oh, I want to buy something, and you check your pockets and you feel bad, indirectly your child feels bad, as well as the fact that you feel bad through that phase, and it doesn't feel good. I also was raised by two parents who were both working, who were both doing a lot of things for us, but still did not have enough to, give us whatever we wanted. It was not like that. They were hardcore savers. Like, they saved a lot of money, and that made them debt free today, and that is a very proud thing for them, and that puts us as their kids at peace too, right? But they, in between that process, they had to sacrifice a lot of things, and they faced a lot of disappointments, and they went through so many struggles just to keep us fed, clothed, and healthy to go to school. And so it's not as easy as it used to be right now with everything. And so immediately after getting married, the question, when are you having kids, is a big thing right now.
And talking to the point of like why we need to have kids and stuff. So I always ask this question in the first place, like, are you guys even ready to have a kid? Because that's the first thing that you question yourself. You don't need to ask anyone actually over there, but should question that yourself, like, are you guys even ready to have a kid? Because kid comes with responsibility, kid comes with cost, kid comes with care and everything over there. And my question is, if the couple is not even in a good place, like, to raise a kid, to care for a kid, and also to pay for the kid over there, it's gonna be hard. And that further leads to, like, fighting, discomfort, lot of bad discussions over there. And I have seen, like, couple actually who are kids, like, very engaged, and then they regret, like, we went into this like too early without having any thought of how things need to work over there.
Yeah.
And but it was too late. They had a kid over there. You cannot do anything with the kid because you already have a product actually over there, and then you have to raise that thing anyway over there. But thinking about that will ruin the marriage over there, and the kid is going to have like a bad parenting over there, and the kid will learn from all these things, right? So if you show them like a good life for them, they think that okay, this is good, marriage is good, having kids is good. But if you show them bad life actually over there, technically you are ruining their head to say no to any relationship over there, and they are configured that way and they are raised that way.
Yeah, and I think to your point, this current generation, they are afraid of commitment because of all of that.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a very strong point, that it's not bad parenting. I want to correct some things that you said there. That it's not bad parenting. It's just that the level of parenting that was done had lesser focus because you were so focused in trying to keep the family stable financially, that you may not have had time to spend with your kids. Right now things are different. People are realizing that even though there are financial aspects, they are making time for their kids. Like the 90s generation onwards, we have so much of trauma from our past that we are realizing where our patterns are going wrong, and I think that's amazing. And I think down the line people will have that too. But I think the current generation has a lot of fear of commitment because of the fact that their parents have struggled in some way or the other, be it financially, be it socially, personally, whatever it may be, and they battled through it. And the kids, they went through so much while their parents were going through this, because in one way or the other that pressure fell on them in some way. And so that gave them an example of a strong foundation of relationships, like, oh, this is what relationships look like. And so I think that's where the hardship starts, is that it's not just about raising a child anymore in this generation. Like back then we used to think, oh, my grandmother did it, my great grandmother did it, well, why can't we do it now? Well, because we have so many technological dependencies. We have work, we have jobs, we have inflation, we have groceries and cost of living for eating organic just to live a little longer, you know? And because of health issues that came because of low quality of food, somewhere along the line, you know, we're constantly having to maintain our health, and that costs as well. And so that is a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at a kid, actually, it's not just like, you know, the basic expenses, you know, the kid comes with lots of other costs, you know, like medical costs, you know, emergency rooms and all those stuff. I mean, sometimes we don't know even where to go to, like, you know, when the kid gets sick, for example, we don't know where to go, so we always run to emergency rooms all the time. But eventually, as the way you go, you know, you learn that, okay, you know what, we don't need to go to like ER every time. We have to go to like different hospital. Maybe you can try with the pediatric, you know, care in the first case and stuff like this. So there's always like scenarios where you can save the money, but there is always scenarios where you cannot think about money, because the primary thing that comes into your head is like keeping the child alive, keeping them surviving, you know, keeping them breathing and stuff, actually. So there are lots of things that comes into place. I mean, when you talk about, like, you know, the time when we had our, you know, grandmas, they have like, you know, 8 to 10 kids and stuff like this. Like, you know, my granny, she had like 16 kids actually, but when it comes to my mother generation, we are only like 2 people. And you know, things might even go to like one single child family. Actually, that's what they're calling right now, actually, because of the expenses. That's the whole thing, actually. It's not because, I mean, of course, like there is like medical things that contribute in the situation, in the system actually over there. So it's not just like financial aspects, actually, it's medical aspects that plays into the game actually over there.
Yeah, and I think, like, even when you said that your grandmother had 16 children, does anybody talk about the complications she had to go through for each child? Because the more kids you have, the more complications in your health that come up. Like, for example, in her old age, did she have any problems with her bones?
Yeah.
She did?
She had, I mean, during like almost like at the end of the time, actually, let's say, she had lots of health complications and stuff. And from the time when I know her, like, because I mean, I'm a small child actually, right? So I always saw her, like, you know, having very hard time, like, you know, walking and stuff, and she has back pains and stuff. So she used to like bend and walk. She doesn't used to like walk straight and stuff. And unfortunately, she is like short lady, you know, so she has other issues too.
That's
like,
that's another thing.
So,
like, if
you know,
if you're lower than a certain height, you also have complications. Even if you're tall, also you have a lot more complications as well, according to, you know, gynecology articles.
And the thing is that even though she raised like 16 kids, actually, it's not like she raised alone or something like this. She had like support. She had. My mom used to say, like, my granny's mother, she used to be like, they all used to live together, like pretty much they used to live in the same house actually. So it's not like the kids are being raised by a mother or father. When you have like very big joint and giant family kind of thing actually over there, so there's like multiple people who contribute to your child growth and stuff. So
that's a good point to say. Like, why our grandmothers and great-grandmothers, or grandfathers and great-grandfathers did it, was because they were more in joint families back then, or they were in a better quality of life with less dependencies on like jobs and strong financial, you know, assets. And I think right now that is a very key thing, because we have software jobs, we have doctors, engineers that are to an advancement, and you know, there's a lot of jobs where you're sitting most of the time, and that's not wrong. It's not that you're lazy, it's just that your job demands it, and that you're earning your money, your hard-earned money. Your mental power is also hard-earned money, right? So right now we have a lot of those dependencies, which in turn affect our body and our quality of life. Our food is not that great in quality, so that will also affect our quality in life. And the fact that our ancestors had support systems is a very big thing. Right now, for NRI couples or parents abroad, they don't have enough support. No
Yep.
matter how well connected you are, no matter how many relatives you have, no matter how many friends and family you have in your own neighborhood, nobody's gonna come to you and pay your bills if you need.
Yep.
Like, yes, they might help you financially at times and times, but they're gonna come back like in a few days and ask for the money back. It's not
Yep.
like they're gonna do it for free. I'm not saying that people should do it for free, but I'm saying that the unconditional support that you would get back in the day with our grandmothers and you know their ancestors is not there right now.
Yep.
And the struggle to raise kids alone in a country that you're just hustling to do great and have a better quality life for your kids for is a challenge. And
Yep.
we accepted that life. We accepted that life the day we landed here. But the thing is that it doesn't mean that we don't want all of these things as well. However, since we don't have the option for it, we have to do whatever we can to hustle our way into helping our child grow as best as he can.
Yep.
And I think like a lot of the times people say, you know, our grandmother did this, our mother did that, but do they talk about the health issues that they faced? Do they talk about the family issues that they faced? Did they talk about the postpartum phase? Did they talk about, you know, the health complications that they're facing today? Like your mother, she has severe knee problems. Because
Yeah.
why? Because right after she gave birth, she used to walk for kilometers just to maintain her job. And that's a time when a woman needs very heavy nutrition, very heavy care. And our bodies give so much during childbirth, during pregnancy, postpartum, that it needs time to regulate. And our grandmothers and mothers did not have time for that. And because of that, they're suffering today.
Yep.
Nobody talks about that. Nobody. And I think